Hello.
Hey everyone.
Welcome to our February virtual write-in. Our second. We did one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think this is a record. We've never done this many virtual write-ins.
I don't think we've ever done any in February before. Anyways, so we're doing great. We're killing it.
It's a definite record. So thank you for coming. I bet you're all here and you probably already know what a virtual write-in is, but in case you don't, my name is Mariah. This is
I'm Catherine.
And
Nina,
who is our intern this season.
Yep.
Welcome. And explain it to you then, because you haven't been to one.
Yeah,
Okay, so virtual write-in is like an hour that you get to hang out with a creative group of writers.
Awesome.
Some people are here in real life, and then a lot of people online joining. And we give some writing prompts, and we kind of talk about different things that we encounter when we write. And it's just a nice break from your normal day. You get to spend an hour in like a nice. I love that. I look forward to it.
Cool.
Same.
And if you're interested in more things like this, you should definitely subscribe to our channel, because you'll get updates about when we're hosting things. And we've got a lot going on, and we'll have more going on kind of throughout the season. Hi! I see a former intern in the chat right now.
Hey, Nick.
Welcome to our virtual write-in, Nick.
Love this.
And everyone. So if you want to drop in the chat right now, it is February. So it's technically I wrote a novel, now what time at NaNoWriMo.
Yep.
Which we give resources around revising and editing and publishing. But we also know that everyone's at a different stage of their project. So like for me right now, I'm like deep in the middle of my first draft. I am not ready to revise. I'm still going. Catherine, I think
yeah, I've been working. I'm also kind of in the middle of writing the project that I started in November. I don't know. I've been kind of slowing down. I've been doing a lot of other creative projects too, so I've kind of been slowing down on that. So I don't know if I'm ready to jump back into it yet. I do have another finished draft that I could start editing.
Oh,
so maybe I'll do that.
Plot
today.
twist. She is ready to revise.
Hey.
Nina, are you working on a project?
A few, yeah. Revision, production. I have a lot of work to do, yes.
All the things.
Yeah, all the things.
So anyway, we tried to design with 3 prompts, and they're in the description below our video, and we'll also drop them in the chat. And I kind of tried to focus on, just things to keep up your writing habits. So if they're not going to work for you, you can spend the time revising or whatever you need to do. If you like them, then try them out. Go ahead. I just
Jinx. I don't know if this is what you were going to say, but I want to give a shout out to Penumbra Foster, who said they got their whole series accepted by a publisher.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations. That's so cool.
Mega props to you.
Yeah. Wow.
Good work. You're just going to use this time to just sit back and
bask in the glory.
Yes, I did it. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
I recognize you from other virtual writings. Yeah. So I'd like to share some small part of your success. Just kidding, I know, but congratulations. What I was going to say is, if you want to drop into the chat, and some of you already did, if you wanted to say what you're working on, we'd just like to get a sense. Like, you heard what we're working on. I see Heather's working on nonfiction memoir for a contest at the end of the month. That's really cool. Zara writes is 45%. That's very specific. Through her rewrites before I go crazy with my colored pens, and I know I will. Oh, and she's got the Bobby.
Oh, yeah, she's the one. Right. So I was explaining to Nina before the virtual write-in about Blobby and how important he is. And somebody last time got a mini Blobby.
Oh,
they got a Blobby Junior. So, yeah. Anyway.
And I see that SRD 555 is working on getting back into a writing habit. LOL. Same. Like, that's a great use of this time too. So if you just spend this hour thinking about your project or trying out the prompts or just reading poetry or reading a book, like, that counts as getting back into that habit, I think.
Definitely.
Cool. Someone's working on Luna Phoenix is working on a novella for Wattpad's Open Novella Contest. Ooh. You got shortlisted for round 2. Congratulations.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Maybe you're probably working on that then. Nice job. And then Keon's working on a new draft of their 2017 Nano novel.
Nice. Working on the series for 8 years now. Yep.
Hear ya.
The finished draft that I have that could be edited, will be edited at some point. And I probably started about 10 years ago. So yeah, I feel ya.
Nice. All right. Somebody's having writer's block. That I feel like is super common, especially with this time of year.
Yeah.
Bethany's working on an alt timeline sequel to their 2018 Nano project.
Nice.
Very
We got
cool.
some Stargate Atlantis fan fiction
Oh
with
my
a cross.
gosh.
Whoa, with crossover with the Golden Compass. I love that. I would read that.
Whoa, I would definitely read that. Oh, that's Allison. That's so cool. Good job. And then we got some other fanfics going on. Cool. So if you want to keep dropping into the chat what you're working on, that's great. Another thing we sometimes like to share is where you're from, like where you're coming from. We're in beautiful Berkeley, California, where the sun is shining, but it's somehow really cold in here. I mean, really cold. We said this last time. Like,
We're such wimps when it
Yeah.
comes to weather.
we fully acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to drop in where you're coming from, that's really cool too. Otherwise, we could jump into our first prompt.
Yeah, let's do it.
Australia, Rochester, San Diego,
Jamaica.
England, Maui. What?
Ooh.
Wow, a lot of
West
all
Coast
over
represent.
North Idaho. Very cool, guys. And I'm seeing some places I like haven't seen before, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Okay. So prompt number 1 is kind of like just getting us into the swing of things. So it's this. It's a writing exercise that I did in a group once, and I don't know, I go back to it sometimes because I like it. So that writing life. Our own lives can be a great source for our fiction sometimes. So here's a writing exercise based on Joe Brainard's book, I Remember. And I put a link below the video to a PDF of his book because I think it's really interesting.
I'll drop that in the chat as well.
Oh, great. So each of the lines in his book starts with the line, I remember. And it's kind of like we've talked about memoir, or someone's writing a memoir. It's memoir, but told in this kind of really short kind of way. So here's the first 5 lines from his book. I remember close dancing with arms dangling straight down. I remember red rubber coin purses that opened like a pair of lips with a squeeze. I remember a boy who could swig down a Coke in one big gulp, followed by a long, loud belch. I remember basketball, total frustration over how to dribble. This one's for Catherine. I remember finding it very mysterious that ballet dancers didn't break their toes off during what they do that way.
I can't explain that. No, it's probably not the time.
So the whole book goes on like this, where it's just lines where he's remembering these really specific little things. And I did it once in a class where we just spent 5 to 10 minutes just saying, I remember. And I came up with some things too when I did it. And I like it because there's no pressure, right? So I was like, I remember stacks of magazines on the front porch and the painted green bookcase with all the National Geographics. I remember cats pooping in between the bushes in the front yard. I remember that movie with Tom Hanks about the boy band, but I don't remember the name. But then later I remembered it. It's called That Thing You Do. So anyway, you just go through this whole way, just kind of bouncing from one memory to the next memory. Short, no pressure. The lines can be long, they can be short.
And if the prompt doesn't work for you, you don't have to use it. You can just use this time to write whatever you want. Yeah, do whatever feels best for you.
Zara admitted that she never used the prompts. I've admitted that too on camera. I write the prompts.
You never use the
sometimes
prompts.
I don't do them. Often I don't do them.
Often.
But this time I'm going to do it. So
All right.
see what comes out of it.
Cool. How long are we doing this for?
This one I have 10 minutes, but it can be 5 to 10. We could do I don't know, 7.
Sure, let's do 7 minutes.
5 felt too little to me. And I was like,
interesting. Okay, let's try 7.
Okay.
Let's try 7 minutes. Okay. All right. Ready? Cool. Time starts now.
And if you need a place to start, just start in a childhood bedroom. I sometimes do that.
Time's up. Sorry for not giving you a warning. That did pass by pretty quickly. All right. So finish up with whatever you're writing, and feel free to drop in the chat if you use the prompt, maybe how many words you wrote, or maybe share a sentence, what you wrote about. Yeah, let us know.
I wrote 295 words.
Nice.
I never share because I can never manage to write. I'm only sharing because I did it this time.
I don't know how many I wrote. I wrote on my notes, so I don't actually know how many words I wrote. But I usually write by hand, so it usually doesn't matter anyway. But
some people were dropping sentences they wrote into the chat, which I love because I don't know, they're so interesting and so different. For instance, where did the one go? Heather Hunter said, "I remember the empty halls of Conestoga College first thing in the mornings. That's the price you pay when you take the city bus. You're either too early or too late."
Nice.
And let's see.
I like what Midlife Wandering says about this prompt. That it's great for people who want to edit as you go, because I'm definitely in that category as well. This kind of forces you to just write with no pressure. And they said some of the writing that I end up being most proud of comes from these seemingly simple prompts, which I agree.
I said, here's my 2 lines. Well, I have more than 2 lines, but my 2, I'll share one. I said, I remember I started in my childhood bedroom. I needed a place to start. So I said, I remember the white plastic shelves filled with crap. What was all that crap? And where did it go? I remember punching a hole in the drywall of my closet because I was so mad at something, probably my brother. I remember we didn't fix the hole. I just hung clothes in front of it.
That's great.
So those are some things that I did.
I definitely went back to like 7th. I don't know. For some reason, it was like 7th grade summer. That was really man. It's an important time.
You Are So Jealous says, I remember bright pink walls and white trim. I remember cat statues with faux gems sparkling in the lamplight. I remember twined branches and a rug, the blue of an angry ocean.
Ooh, I love that. That's great.
Cool. Oh, and I had another question, actually. So if you don't feel like sharing your thing, I thought we could talk for a minute about, this made me think about when I'm writing fiction, and if the characters that I'm writing and the situations I'm writing end up being, like, how much I actually use my real life in my stories. Like, if my characters end up being like me, or if they end up being really different. And so I thought I'd ask you all, and then also ask you, do you write characters that end up being a lot like you, or really different, or somewhere in the middle? Do you find your life popping up in your stories a lot?
I think yes. I think for me the challenge is writing characters that are not like me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just moved it closer. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of the like with this long novel that I finished and like ought to get editing soon. I got to this point where I was like, oh gosh, my main character just doesn't have a personality. Like, I've just been giving her some of my personality traits, but they don't actually add up
to a personality. That's how I feel too.
Yeah. So then it's one of those things, and especially doing, I don't know, it's hard to do characters that do, I don't know. I'm one of those people that I don't like reading characters that are just mean to each other all the time.
Yeah.
So writing characters that do bad things, sometimes I'm like, oh no, stop. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. I want everyone to be like quirky and have like hidden goodness inside of them. and then I'm like, but then the whole story is just, and maybe that's okay. I decided recently, I'm like, I'm not interested in violence. I'm not interested in like, I get to make it up, so maybe I can just make it. Maybe everyone can be weird and interesting.
I would love for you to write a story called like The Island of Manic Pixie Dream Girls. They just go and they're like, man, aren't you just tired of like getting chased after all the time?
What you said about feeling like you're trying to just give them a personality, but it doesn't add up to a personality. I feel like that too. And and what I'm hoping is that at the end of the novel, when I read it again, I'll see the personality, and then I can build up those traits, because for now I'm like, I can't quite figure it out, or it doesn't quite feel, or like you give a personality and then your characters end up being really one note. Like you're like, this is the guy that's like sassy, this is the girl that's mean, and like you can't. It's hard to. So I definitely hear that.
Yeah, for me it's nope, I just totally forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Do you guys ever come across this problem? If so, do you have any tips or suggestions on how to kind of create fleshed out characters? Or I don't know. How do you guys address this?
Luna Phoenix said, my main character isn't perfect. She can be a bit whiny at times and wants to avoid dangerous situations. She's kind of selfish that way. I do think giving all of your characters something that you dislike about them is kind of an interesting idea, because you want to like them so much, but like giving them a fault, I think, is maybe one way to do it. Give all of your characters at least a fault.
I think that makes them feel real too, because even your favorite people in the world, they do things sometimes that annoy you. So it's good to kind of take note of those times.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know if you guys ever read like the Tamara Pierce books.
I did.
I remember reading an interview with her once where she said she based some of her characters off of like celebrities or TV personalities. I particularly remember there's a character called Sarge that she based on a wrestler. Which is I don't know, it's funny to me.
Someone's writing WWE fiction.
Oh yeah. But I don't know, that could be cool too, of like taking people or characters that you don't actually know and kind of, I don't know, figuring out what makes them pop.
Yeah.
I think maybe having your characters make mistakes, because we all learn a lot from our mistakes.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I like to think, like what are they doing right now that's wrong? Like, I think having those mistakes is really good too. Mistakes, faults, all the bad things, I guess. I like basing it. I'll do it sometimes. Like I was at a restaurant and I saw someone across the table who had like this way. He sat kind of like this, and he looked. Am I doing it right? He like looked at everyone like he like kind of had this angle to his head when he talked, and I thought, oh, I'll give that to someone.
That's cool.
Like,
I like that a lot.
Do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I personally don't like the advice that's like, oh, if you don't know what's going on with your novel, like make something go terribly wrong, because that just makes me feel bad. Like I like books with happy endings.
I know. Me too.
So I don't think you necessarily have to make something go wrong, but
people dropped in some really good things. Like
what they say.
You are so jelly, says my characters tend to be envious about one thing or the other. Who isn't sometimes, right? So making them kind of envious.
No, I like this by Hannah Crenshaw. It says, my character was a Mary Sue. Now she's frustrating, antisocial, and scared. There was a character hidden there. I just had to let go of what I thought she wanted so I could know who she really was.
Keon says that they write tons of what I call practice scenes, where I put characters into different situations to see how they'll react. Really helps me develop them further and discover new personality traits. Jasmine Guillory, who wrote Wedding Date and The Proposal, and she
was a nano coach.
She was a nano coach, and I went to. She was at a NaNoWriMo, which is like a reading that. And her writing prompt for everyone there was to send your character to a party, because when you see how a character reacts at a party, you learn a lot about them.
That's cool.
And so sometimes I'll take, like what you said, I'll try to put two characters. Same thing, practice scenes. I'm like, okay, now these two. Like everyone should have a dynamic, which is
I like that.
So hard.
We should use that in a virtual writing sometime.
Oh, yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the next prompt. Now I'm like self-conscious that I'm talking like I'm trying to keep my chin up. When I was in marching band, you're supposed to they would like you measure with like an L and then you like keep your chin up.
Oh, we didn't do that. I was also in marching band. But you're because you had the Shakos, the hats with the feathers, and your like hat had to be at the right angle.
I played trombone, so it was like extra annoying if someone.
Yeah, I played flute, so it's real easy to walk around the field.
Okay, so prompt number 2 is to take that I remember exercise that we just did and do it with the character in your novel. So now instead of remembering things or whatever project you're working on, you would like take your main character or side character or anything and just kind of develop this rich history for them. And you can borrow from your memories or you can twist them around. I think some people were maybe already doing that. If that doesn't work for you, you could pick one of the memories you just came up with and just write more about it. You could keep doing the exercise we were doing. You could do something totally different.
Okay. Where'd my phone go? Here we go.
Great.
All right. So this one's going to be 10 minutes. Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. Yeah, let's do 10 minutes this time. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Cool. Let's go. I'll try to give a warning this time, if I remember. Bless you.
4.5 minutes left.
Thanks for the warning.
It's about a minute. All right.
Time is up. Finish up whatever you're writing. Yeah, again, if you use the prompt, or even if you didn't, feel free to let us know how much you wrote in that past prompt, or drop a sentence that you used. I have really been loving reading your sentences that you guys have been writing. So yeah, let us know. Yeah. How'd you do on that one?
So my story has a lot of characters in it right now. Oh, so did yours that you were working on. So I've got these 2 main characters that I only have this like thin grasp on, right? Because it's the news story.
Right.
And then I have 10 other characters that are there like all the time, all around, because they're part of this troop, I guess. And so I started doing that exercise with characters that I felt like I didn't know too much about. And I really like it. But now every time I switch, I'm like, oh my God, should I be writing about this character? Like, should they be the main character?
I could just do what I do and write each chapter from a different character's perspective. That's what I did in my last novel.
I thought about doing that. We don't need to go into the specifics, but I did it with a character, and I really liked it.
That's great. Yeah, it looks like people are doing some writing. Let's see, Jasmine Greenberg got 306 words. Keon got 507. Penumbra Mine Foster got 201. Wordsfall got 36 words, but they're planning, so yeah, that's great.
SRG555 says, I remember the first time I finally decided to play that old guitar my aunt had gotten me. I remember realizing that maybe I could create something beautiful with no words. That's really compelling.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
I like that. Sarah Wright's got 79 handwritten. I like this one by Bethany Louise. I remember interstellar travel not being at all what I'd expected.
That's funny.
I feel like Arthur Dent is here.
That's really interesting. 177 words.
Nice. Yeah, I kind of did the prompt. I kind of just kept going with the I remember stuff with what I had started writing for the first prompt, because I don't know, I was enjoying that little trip down memory lane. So
I find it so comforting somehow, and like it makes me remember things that I haven't thought of in a long time. And sometimes when I'm starting a day of writing and I feel really stuck, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't start writing now. I'll do that exercise as like a warm-up jog or whatever.
Cool.
After like 5 minutes, because I feel like you're never going to run out of just like random things you remember.
Have you ever kept a journal?
I have, on and off, yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I think so. I don't know what constitutes a journal.
I don't know. It's up for interpretation, but I kept one pretty religiously when I was younger, and it's actually kind of it's great, but also simultaneously really embarrassing to go back and reread all of those things, because there are so many details that I was like, oh, I don't remember this happening at all, but it was a really big deal to me when I wrote it. So, and then sometimes I go back and read it and I was like, oh wow, this is actually like pretty good writing. Like, okay.
Isn't there a show like that where people share their diaries?
Mortified.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I want to go to one.
I do too.
I tried to go to the Valentine's Day one, but it was sold out because obviously.
Yeah.
Marjorie Melvin says, I remember a specific birthday cake flavored mix that was the only kind I could palate as a child. That's interesting. Just all these little facts. Like each one, I'm like, that could be a story. That could be a story.
Yeah.
I love hearing them. Very cool. Let's see what we wrote. Camp. That was my question.
Oh.
Sometimes we like to take notes about like what we're things we want to make sure we talk to you about. And one thing I wrote was camp, which is Camp NaNoWriMo. Is happening in March. No, April. Oh my God. I'm sorry. So I feel I'm always like 1 month ahead here.
Oh, I know, because we have to like set everything up.
Yeah.
So sometimes the months before are busier for us.
Yeah.
But
so it's happening in April. You can, on the YWP side at least, you can accept the challenge from your dashboard starting March 1st. So you can start planning that. And so I was just wondering if you all were planning to do camp, or if you wanted to know more about it, or
drop the link in,
or if there were other things that you do to kind of keep up your writing momentum and writing community all year, outside of, like, if you're not going to do camp. I guess virtual write-ins are a great way to do that, to just drop in and chat with creative people.
And I saw somebody saying earlier, I think before it actually started, that they liked that we've been doing more virtual write-ins on the off season. So thanks for showing up. We're happy to be doing them.
Yeah. I just saw, sometimes people will say like, you have to write like a little bit every day, like even 10 or 15 minutes. So even if you do nothing else today writing but this, like, you know, good work. You're keeping up all of that momentum.
Yeah.
People are talking about names in the chat.
Ooh.
Different names. Heather Hunter says, sweet, I'm totally doing camp. Catherine's going to do camp. Camp is fun. Like Zara says it will be their 11th camp.
Wow, nice.
Very cool. So Camp NaNoWriMo, I can talk to you. Yeah. It's like it's like NaNoWriMo, except you set your own goal. So it doesn't have to be 50,000 words, and it doesn't even have to be words. You can track time or like hours or pages or things like that. Which is really cool. We've got a lot of people who are going to be participating. Is there an age requirement on Camp Nano? If you want to sign up on the Camp NaNoWriMo site, you have to be 13. If you are under 13, you can sign up on the Young Writers Program site. And you just have to be able to write, I guess. So maybe not like a baby, but anyone with like fingers that can move.
I just dropped a link to the Young Writers Program site as well.
So Owen says, can YWP do it? Totally. You'll see a link on your dashboard, and you can participate. And there'll be a Camp NaNoWriMo forum, and we'll share different inspiration throughout the month.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I know for me, I tend to drop off the bandwagon when it comes to writing during these months. It's really hard to keep it going. So sometimes, I don't know, for me, camp is usually just an opportunity to be like, okay, I'm not going to go as hard as I was going in NaNoWriMo, but I'm going to go more than I would usually be doing. So, yeah.
Cool.
I don't know.
We've got about 15 minutes left in our hour, and we wanted to spend maybe another 10 minutes writing. So our last prompt, we tried to come up with something that would help you if you were revising. Or it could probably help you at whatever stage you're at. And the prompt was this. Pick a section of your novel and read it out loud to yourself. Seriously, this can do remarkable things. Pause and take notes as you read, but try to keep going. So don't like read a sentence and then stop and be like, oh, I have so many notes to change. Like try to spend this time really reading it out loud and hearing your story to yourself and jotting a few notes down, but really waiting to the end to kind of make changes. I know someone here, Tim, who is the program director. I think he does this every day or every couple days. Yes. I know he does it maybe before he starts reading. Yeah. Before every time he starts writing, he reads out loud the stuff he wrote yesterday. And doesn't even change it, just tries to use it to get back into like the world of his story. We are probably not going to do this exercise.
Yeah, I don't think that would work very well.
I thought that might not work. And so you don't have to do this exercise either. I might keep working on making up different memories for all of these little side characters that I want to understand a little better.
It's great. My partner has been doing a thing where we've been like reading books out loud to each other, like to go to sleep. But it's great to like get that, not only the sense of how it flows, but also like it becomes so much more obvious which character. Like we were talking about getting characters that have an actual personality. Like if you give your character a voice, that can really help. So I don't know, that might be something to try out. I also want to give a shout out to Walker because it's his birthday today. So.
Happy birthday, Walker.
Yeah. Does Blobby have a voice?
Ooh, I don't know. Does Blobby have a voice?
Oh my god.
I don't know if we've ever asked this question.
I don't know. I mean, he could be like, Blobby. He could be Blobby.
Sounds about right.
But he's also like a little bit, he transcends voice.
Maybe he has psychic powers, so he can just beam whatever voice is best right into your mind.
Blobby has superpowers.
Blobby definitely has superpowers. Great.
Cool.
All right. If you want to try reading your novel out loud to yourself, give that a go. And if not, just write. All right. We're going to do it for 10 minutes. Here we go. 4.5 minutes left.
All right, time's up.
If you're speaking out loud to yourself, you can keep going if you're into it, if you're feeling that. Yeah, or you can drop in the chat. Maybe let us know what you did during that last prompt. I see a lot of blobby blobby talk. People are asking if he's a dinosaur, and the answer is we're not sure, really. We don't know what he is. He's his own creature. But.
I kept going with the thing that we did earlier, where I was just doing memories of for characters.
Yeah.
And every so often something will pop up and I'll think like, oh, I bet I can see how this would make sense in a conversation. You know, like I can see how this might pop up in a story actually. So
nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I kind of kept going with the same thing too, but this whole time I've just been like doing my personal memories. And it was kind of funny because I didn't mean for this to happen, but it turned out that each of the 3 sets of memories were centered around like different math classes that I took and like the people that I met in those math classes. So that was kind of fun because I wasn't expecting that to happen. Yeah. Did you have any insights or?
I made a laundry list.
Great. Yeah, that was a good place to start.
We have about a minute left, so I guess keep dropping your things in. We can still share them. We can go a little over if we want to.
Yeah.
And also just wanted to remind you that we're trying to do virtual write-ins. When we're not having an event, we do them every other week. And when we are having an event, we'll do them every week. So get ready for that. And you can subscribe to our channel. As always, if you haven't subscribed, you can click that little Viking helmet on the screen, and then you'll just get updates when we post videos or things like that.
I think we should be having a webcast next week. We're still waiting to confirm the details on that. But keep an eye out for that. If you subscribe, you should get a notification when we make that event. It should be pretty cool. Yeah.
Back to roll post just posted. I remember we went to the cemetery to visit your father's grave. Even though it had been 11 years since he passed away, you wanted to introduce me to him as though he was still here with us.
Oh, I like that.
That was sad, yeah. I feel the story there.
Definitely.
Yay for more write-ins. I know. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see if there's anything else I put in my notes. Like, do not forget to say this.
Important.
I know. No, I think we did it all. Oh, if you wanted more, if you're revising, we're going to continue giving like kind of revision and publishing and editing tips. So you can look at our blog. You can look at our Now What page. There's one on the NaNoWriMo site. There's also one on the YWP site. So you can get more info.
Oh, I know what. If any of you are on Instagram and you want something fun to do next month during March, we'll be running an Instagram challenge. So it'll be a month-long challenge where we'll come up with a set of prompts for you to take pictures of things every day. They'll be writing related. So yeah, it's pretty fun. We've done a couple of these now, and they've always been really great. So yeah, if you're on Instagram, you can follow us at NaNoWriMo. Yeah.
It's really fun. For me, I thought it was such an interesting way to get to know the people who are writing like in our community, because you can follow our Instagram Wrimo hashtag, and you get to see like all the other Wrimos around the world and like what their writing space looks like, or what their writing assistant, like a pet or a friend, or
it's really cool.
Looks like. So it's a really fun way to get to know people and to think about yourself too, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we have to go back to our normal days. I hope this inspired you. I hope you wrote some words. Even if you took this time just to think about your project and wrote nothing, that totally counts.
Yeah.
Again, Mariah,
Catherine,
Nina,
Blobby, and we will see you next time.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Oh, okay.